Today we're going to talk a little bit more about risk management hot topics, and we're still on the same theme. Slow down, real estate's not a horse race. Let me put it this way. I think we all agree we have come to use email as an acceptable form of business communication. Well, guess what? If it's a business communication, we've got to use it like a business communication. So this business of forwarding emails can be extremely dangerous. What is very critical for us is that we carefully review every email we receive, read the entire content of that email, and then if we want to forward some part of that email to another party, we cut and paste the information into a new email and type in the address of the other party. You may think this is an extreme example, something that maybe I'm just making up to make a point. Not true. It happens all the time, and you know what? I bet it's happened to you, because it has happened to me. So what we want to do is, again, slow down and not let anything force us to respond too quickly. So since we're on emails, let's talk about that. How about we remember that every email that we send is permanently stored in someone else's hard drive. Not only is it permanently stored in our hard drive, but whoever we sent it to. So when we craft messages in business transactions, we have to be extremely careful that we are including appropriate information to the appropriate parties. So a good tip is, make sure before you hit send, you take another look at whatever it is you've created or whatever it is you're forwarding, and make sure it says what you want it to say, because we can really put ourselves in harm's way if we don't do that. Be real careful when you hit reply to all. If another party has been blind copied on an email, there's a very strong likelihood that they're going to get your reply, and now you are replying to someone who you don't even know. So it's kind of important that we think about all of these things. Another point, when you create email communications, remember it's a business communication, write it that way. We don't want to use abbreviations. We want to use proper grammar, proper punctuation, and we don't want to use these funky acronyms that you use in text messages. So we don't want to see LOL or WTF or OMG in your business communications to your clients. And frankly, you don't want to use those abbreviations when you're emailing other agents, because they could forward it to their client, who could in turn forward it back to your client. Remember, email goes everywhere. It's one big circle. So be very, very careful. And by the way, don't use all capitals when you're sending emails. If you send an email to me and you write it in all capitals, what I'm hearing is you're yelling at me, you're shouting at me. And I'm going to email you back and say, please use your inside voice, send me a different email. Because that's what it's like. So write it just as though you would write a conventional letter, so that it remains a business communication. Keep your subject lines relevant. You know, I'm guilty of this as well. I'm the first one to admit it. But when we're sending emails back and forth to each other, very often we switch topics. We don't always go to our subject line and change that. And that's an important part of appropriate business communication. So keep your subject line relevant. And just remember, this is a forever record that's retained in your computer, your hard drive, and all the other hard drives to all the people you've sent it to. You never know when something is going to be forwarded to other parties. So keep it all business, write it professionally, and just be careful out there. I'll see you next time.